Hello, and thank you for listening to Metal Gear Resurrections. I'm your podcast host, Johnny Flores, and I will not be doing this episode solo for episode 4. I will be joined and be soon calling in Unknown User Zero, a Twitch streamer and a friendo of the podcast and myself personally. I hope you enjoy the episode. All right, so I'm here joined with Zero, and I recently how long has it been since I know you? Maybe a week or two? It's been pretty quick. No, it's been more than that, I think, right?
Maybe a month and a half. But yeah, it hasn't been long. I believe I met you on Gaming Nerds, one of Gaming Nerds streams.
Yes. Yep. I was trying to remember because a month, it feels like so quick now.
It does.
Flying. So I just wanted to have you introduce yourself and what you do.
Hi. I am Unknown User 00 on Twitch. I'm a variety streamer. As you can probably tell from the accent, I'm here in the UK. So it makes me closer to Major Zero than Snake. Been streaming for a while. With all this talk of Metal Gear Solid lately, I've been wanting to get my hands on the HD collection, but it's still expensive.
Oh, really? How much is it for you guys?
Over here to get it pre-owned, it's £22. So that's like $25 to $30 depending on the day. So that's still about half the price of a new AAA title.
Yeah, because you can't even get it digitally anymore.
Nope.
No, that part sucks.
Which means I can't get Peace Walker.
What system do you have?
I've got Xbox 360, but I believe the Peace Walker was digital only, or was it on the second disc?
It was on the second disc, but you can get it digital.
Awesome.
I upgraded recently because I had the Xbox One. That it died, and I had the HD collection, and I was so sad to give it up because I kind of wanted to upgrade. So I kind of did. I kind of gave it up, but I have a PS3 now, so I'm going to try I'm going to relive it on the PS3 because you can't play Metal Gear Solid 4 anywhere else. I think for the time being.
No. Yeah. And at this point, it's probably unlikely it's going to come to any other systems.
Yeah, no, there's too many issues. There's too many licensing with that, and
that and Konami kind of forgot that they make games.
Yeah. Busy making pachinko machines and I don't know what else. They gacha games.
Let's not get into that. I have strong opinions.
I was gonna say just let it all out if you want. But
try and keep this PG.
Oh no, I have the E. I always hit the E explicit for my podcast because I sometimes forget. I'll let it slip. I'll say I'll stub my toe while recording, and then I'll just curse up storm, and then I'll it's just even if I don't have any cursing going on in the podcast, I'll actually just hit it just on basically just because it's there, just in case I let anything slip by.
Yeah, I'm like that when I back up my streams onto YouTube. I just mark them as 18+ because
it's better to be safe.
Yeah. I swear quite often, and sometimes I don't realize I'm doing it. So, but yeah, but no, current state of Konami. They've been going downhill for a good number of years, and for me, the death knell started ringing when they cancelled Silent Hills.
Oh yeah, with was it after PT?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they released PT,
mm-hmm.
and then people started completing it and figured out, oh, it's a playable teaser for Silent Hills, and you got the main character being Norman Reedus, and it's what kind of remained of Team Silent, working with Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. It was going to be a match made in heaven, and that was going to drag me into trying Silent Hill. Finally, I've played the demos of 1 to 4. Each one has freaked me out, and I've never played the full version of any of them except 2. I helped a friend complete the last boss fight. But aside from that, I've never got into them because they just get under my skin. And that was going to be the hook that got me. And then they cancelled it. I was like,
I know. I was
thanks.
Like, I was. And then, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, I don't want to take up all the time.
Oh no, don't worry about it. No, because I at the time when this was all going down, like they were working on it, I was like completely blanked off on it. The last Silent Hill game I played was like the third one. I played the first 3, and that was that for me. I was like, all right, back to Metal Gear. I was like, we're done with Silent Hill. Let's put that away. Because like scary games, I can't play them very well because I gotta have all the lights on. I can't put headphones on because it's like it's too much audio close to my ears. I sometimes put it on mute, and I was like, let me just play the game with all the lights on. But yeah, like I kind of like learned like after the fact, like it all went to like hell, and they just like decided to obliterate the project. And that's when I was like, oh man, that could have been such a great game. Like you had all these people working on it, all these 2 teams combining together. I'm like,
yeah, I know some people do kind of dump on Hideo for being overly cinematic with his games. I actually kind of enjoy it personally. Yeah. Sure, when I found out that one of the MGS4 cutscenes is, what was it, over an hour and 20?
Yeah.
One cutscene. I was like, okay, maybe that's a little bit much, but he's really good with storytelling.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that makes for a really good Silent Hill, it's a really good story. Same goes for Del Toro. I've seen Pan's Labyrinth. That's weird. I have seen Hellboy 2 and the Golden Army. I wasn't as impressed with that, but I think that was more studio interference. His cinematography and the visual storytelling was really good. The creature designs were amazing. I just wasn't impressed with the story as a whole. And they kind of downplayed some of what made the first film good. And so, yeah. And from what I've seen, Norman Reedus is a pretty good actor. I've heard his vocal performance for Death Stranding was pretty good. Because I know some actors, they're good on screen, but not so good as voice actors. Some are good as voice actors, but not on screen. Some are good as both. A good example of that within the Metal Gear universe is Keith Sutherland. Yeah, on screen, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And I haven't played a whole lot of 5, but I've seen quite a bit of it. And he's passable as a voice actor, but as the voice of Big Boss, nah, really didn't do it for me.
Yeah, because it took me. I bought the game. I bought what everybody's calling it. They either say 5 or V, either or here or there. I bought it like day one when it first released, like when it was on the Xbox, I think 360.
Yeah, it did come out on that originally.
And then I kept transferring over. I never played it. I didn't play it then. I kept like transferring over to my next gen system. So by the time I had the Xbox One, I played the game like I think about 8 years after its release. I kind of stayed away from social media from like spoiler alerts regarding it, but it was some parts were really unavoidable. And I finally got to finish it last year. And you're not missing much when it. I mean, I like Kiefer Sutherland. I like him as an actor, but yeah, it's very. I needed more like audio from him. Like, can you talk? Can you say anything else? Like, it's very like I don't know if it was like
it's quite
directed
flat.
That way. Yeah, I don't know if he was directed that way to do that, but there's not much coming from him. Everybody else is just talking up a storm. You know, everyone's relaying information
Ocelot,
to you.
Miller, I forgot the guy's name. Otacon's grandfather.
Oh, Huey.
Huey, that's it. Yeah, everyone's just like talking at him, and he's like,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll just stand around for 12 hours and smoke this cigar.
Yeah, oh yeah, that too. I was gonna say, like, I mean, it's no point of like saying anything. Like, as soon as you start the first mission, you get to Miller. I knew trouble was happening because, like, wait a minute, like, hold up, he's not talking much to me. Like, something's wrong. This whole entire game's wrong.
Yeah, because didn't they have David Hayter do the voice in Ground Zeroes, the like sort of prologue demo thing?
I was gonna say that's where the controversy like began. He wasn't brought on.
What, at all?
At all. Ground Zeroes was still Kiefer Sutherland. That's where the introduction Kiefer Sutherland began.
Yeah, because I remember the teaser trailer for Phantom Pain, and it had David Hayter, and yeah, he delivered the iconic "kept you waiting," and yeah, everyone was like, "Yeah, more Big Boss," and then Konami happened.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was like, because like from interviews I've heard, he's had to audition for that role multiple times over for each iteration of the game. And I would think like by the time you hit the third one, like even the third one, you had to had to basically like kind of like almost like interview for the job again and kind of test himself. And I would think by the fourth one, like, all right, you're in. There's nobody else going to voice this character or any type of character, like variation of this character. But no, I think maybe because they threw so much money at it, I think Kojima wanted to like get right into Hollywood. Maybe, I don't know. All I remember is that like when it was going down, that's when it like started beginning. Like I started like going away from social media because then I started seeing like David Hayter reacting from like the news from fans.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, I gotta like hit mute on all this because I don't want anybody to say anything. But yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's something I'm like I'm ever gonna bash on. It's pretty good. It's really good.
Yeah, I do have the like all-in-one bundle thing. I picked it up on sale at one point, so I've got Ground Zeroes, I've got Phantom Pain, and I've got the myriad of microtransactions and mini DLCs and whatever they put out for it. There's mainly weapons and stuff, I think, and like arm skins and whatever. But
I was gonna say, yeah, good.
But yeah, I dabbled with Ground Zeroes at one point. I've played a couple, 2 or 3, maybe 4 missions of Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain, but I haven't delved into it properly.
I mean, it's a good visit, especially it kind of like it says it's supposed to like answer like everything, like this is the complete, like this is answer it all, this is the end, this is what you're gonna. Not really.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, that's what it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be. And I think it was so funny that Kojima like was like after every game, it's like, all right, this is it, last one, I'm done, and then they just come back like, no, keep going. And then by the time you get to V, it's like he actually wants to to work on it. He wants to do it and possibly do more afterwards. And then it's like
the and then reverse. They're like, nah.
They're like, no, we're good. Like, goodbye. I mean, the only people that know that what happened is going to be him and the people who were in charge of Konami. So those are the only people that know what went down and why it went down. And then I was going to say, like, what your experience is with the series, and as we're like jumping all around.
So let's start with Metal Gear Solid 1. So in terms of mainline continuity, I have played 1, 2, and 3, little bit of 5. Haven't played 4 at all. And in terms of spin-offs, although I owned Ghost Babel or Babel or however you pronounce it, but never played it, which irks me to this day that I spent the money on it and never played it. It pains me to have to include this, but I did play the open beta for Metal Gear Survive.
That's okay. I don't judge. I don't judge people. I
don't judge. I judge myself. It was awful. It got the. It's the core mechanics of 5, but it just felt off, and I get where they were going with it, but not everyone needs to jump on the sort of like Battle Royale zombies bandwagon.
Like I was gonna say, it had the spirit, but there's no soul to it. I've never played it. I think that's like the only game I have. Revengeance, it's in my system. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, I've got it as well. I just haven't played it. But yes, Metal Gear Solid 1, I've played the original PS1 version and the Twin Snakes. And thoroughly enjoyed my time with both. As a lot of people have said, Twin Snakes is substantially easier because they didn't update the map to take into account the new abilities. First-person aiming, being able to hang off ledges and whatever. But I do like all of the re-recorded audio. I did find out through Gaming Nerd that David Hayter paid to have the audio re-recorded out of his own pocket, which I thought was amazing as a guy, and shows how committed he is to the character and the franchise, which made it all the more painful that he wasn't in 5. But I'll try not to keep harping on about that.
I mean, you're not the only one that harps on it.
No. But I don't think I ever completed 1 on all difficulties, but on both I did unlock the tuxedo, the bandana, and the stealth suit. Yeah, the stealth camo, optic camo thing. Metal Gear Solid 2, that's a different beast. I did complete that on every difficulty. And I never got into speed running as in recording and then uploading times. But I did get pretty quick. I think my fastest was something like just over 3 hours, Very beginning to very end, obviously skipping all cutscenes, but got all the dog tags, unlocked everything, all of the different wigs for Raiden, and
wait, there's that. I was gonna say, hold on, there's wigs.
Raiden has wigs or he did in the original PS2 version. One is infinite ammo. I think one is infinite oxygen. And I think he does also get the optic camo. It's been a good long while since I've played 2. Which is part of the reason I want to get my hands on the HD collection. A friend of mine does have it, but it's buried in one of his boxes somewhere in his house. I was hoping to borrow it ahead of this, but he couldn't find it. So, okay, fair enough. Metal Gear Solid 3, probably my second most played Metal Gear. I have a comparison to it, kind of akin to like the 3D GTA games. The second game in the series is my favorite, even though the third is the most technically impressive of the 3 respective. So, I mean, I don't disrespect San Andreas. Yeah, it's got a lot more mechanics to it, larger map, a lot more missions, but Vice City just clicked with me. Same with Metal Gear Solid 2. And, I did put a lot of time into 3. Unlock the Patriot, because that's a fun gun to run around with. Can't remember. Actually, I can't remember what most of the unlocks are for 3. But I know I did complete it a good handful of times. And also, getting back to Metal Gear Solid 1, I did have the VR missions disc as well. That was quite a lot of fun, and I did pick up Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance after that came out, and the VR missions in that were a lot of fun, as was the really weird skateboarding minigame. Snake and Raiden just popping ollies and grinding on top of Big Shell. It's like, okay. I think 3 had something.
I was gonna say, I think that's where Konami clicked for skateboards for them. From then on, it was like, let's put this in the back. It's like we're gonna release skateboards later on, not games, skateboards.
They're selling skateboards now.
Yeah, for Silent Hill.
Of course, sell everything but video games.
Yeah.
Oh, Konami, what are you doing? Yes, I know. Pachinko and merch makes money. You know what else makes money? Making and selling video games.
That's true. And I think for the Castlevania, I don't know if you knew, but for Castlevania Anniversary, they released an NFT. I don't know what happened.
Does that not surprise me?
I heard it, and I kind of like spread it around when it was like announced. It was like secretly announced, like it was on the webpage, but they didn't really say like we have an NFT Castlevania. It was kind of like it slid in underneath when they actually said like for the anniversary. On top of that, they were going to release like these limited edition physical copy runs. Yeah, so it was like that kind of like blinded people a little bit. But then everyone latched on, like, wait a minute, your NFTs? And then people were like, oh, wait, we have the anniversary of Metal Gear coming up soon. Like,
Oh no!
Please no. Please,
yeah.
please.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, and some people are like joking, like, "Oh, watch, the games that are like taken away because of historical footage are going to be NFTs." Which
yeah.
I hope not. I hope is like actually they acknowledge the anniversary and do something than nothing.
Let's hope, because I'd love to see 1 to 4 of Metal Gear released and full 1080p or 1080p/4K depending on what systems they're released on, but have a retweaked Twin Snakes, maybe have the graphics engine but remove the extra mechanics, so gameplay wise it goes back to Metal Gear Solid 1, not 1.5. And then have 2 and 3 in full HD, and I'm pretty sure 4 is already 1080p, but it was only on PS3.
Yeah.
So, but that requires Sony and Nintendo to sign off on 4 and Twin Snakes. Plus, there's Silicon Knights was involved with Twin Snakes. So we can dream, but it's probably not going to happen.
Especially unless they've working on it behind the scenes and kept really, really quiet about it and then surprise everyone. But that's just that's
a possibility. But even Japanese developers are prone to some leaks here and there. And look at Resident Evil. The mainline series, with the exception of the remaster of 3 or the remake of 3, has been in-house in Japan, and some stuff still winds up leaking, even with the tight ship they run. So you'd think something as big as that would have gotten out by now if they're working on it. But who knows? Could happen, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, while everybody's reaching and digging for rumors and everything, I've been actually looking for Konami's financial quarterly statements because I want to know where the money's going to. I was like,
pachinko machines.
That's exactly, pachinko machines. And then people were like, oh look, because someone actually started doing what I was doing, other people catching on to that, looking at financial statements, quarterly statements that they're releasing for their shareholders. And they're pointing out, oh look, they're entertainment and software. And I'm like, yeah, but that could be for mobile games. That could be for their pachinko machine. That could be for all these other things that doesn't involve actually making the games.
No, because look at the Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machine. They went through and remastered a whole bunch of the cutscenes in amazing detail. Just those. It's come on.
And then I was gonna say, sometimes people would when that was going on, people were leaking that, and they were thinking oh, it's a remake. And I was like, that doesn't look like a remake. It came out to be the pachinko machines.
So unfortunately, on a financial statement, software is a very broad term. I mean, it doesn't even have to be anything they're putting out. It can be them buying licenses to, whatever, spreadsheet and whatever software they're using. It's, like I said, I've seen bits of 4 being played. The actual gameplay looks quite interesting. I do like the fact that you can, disarm people, take their weapons, and then you get the Drebin points, which is basically money, so you can buy more of your own weapons and ammo and whatever. So for the first time proper, short of playing a game on the easiest setting, you can go ham as Snake without having to rely on unlocking the infinite ammo bandana first. As long as you're aiming pretty well and controlling how you're shooting, I've seen that you can shoot your way through the whole game, with the exception of the fist fight at the end. That'd be pretty short if Snake just pulls out so common. And yeah, again, Ground Zeroes and 5, I've seen bits, played a bit myself. Like you said, mechanically, it plays pretty well. It's quite fun. Going through, knocking people out, figuring out if they're good as staff, flagging them for pickup, flagging up supplies and whatnot. Quite an interesting concept. Adds a bit of like metagame strategy to the whole thing, which is an interesting take. Metal Gear Rising, I've seen again a good bit of that being played. I do have it, just haven't played it yet. But everything I've played of Platinum Games has been solid. Bayonetta, Vanquish. Trying to think what else. And yeah, in terms of a lot of the other stuff, Peace Walker, Acid, Portable Ops, I know of them, but haven't looked into playing them. I know Acid is like a card-based game.
Yeah, and that's the shame of me. I had the PSP. Like, it was kind of like one of those things where it's like when Sony released something, I was like always like, gotta go buy it. And I had the PSP, and Acid for some reason was like always on sale, and I was like, oh, this game's on. It's like I should buy it. It's like Metal Gear, and I never bought it.
Yeah,
I never bought it. That's a shame on me. And I think
that's what happened. Oh, sorry, carry on.
No, I was just say like, I think that's what happened. People I think were expecting an actual game, and I think it was card based. And then from what I heard, the second one was like a way better upgrade compared to the first one.
But okay.
I don't have a PSP, and I think that's the only way to play it at this time as well.
Yeah, well, there's another means, but we'll not mention that for want of trouble.
I mean, as I say, where there's a way, there's a
yes.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Saying that, although the PSP is probably considered retro at this point, it's probably not treated as retro in terms of price. I'm not sure. Because retro gaming has prices have
through the roof. Oh my
god. I mean, I'm quite lucky that the vast majority of Xbox 360 titles, most of them are pretty reasonable. Given their respective age of the game. But once you start looking a generation prior, PS2, GameCube, original Xbox, and before, that's where it starts really skyrocketing.
It gets to a point where it's like you gotta choose. You want to pay your rent, or you want this. You want whatever you're trying to buy. It's retro.
Yeah. Do you want? Do you want to keep a roof over your head, or do you want to buy that one game from 20 years ago that you really miss playing?
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shall we get into my experiences with 2?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for me, I played it on day one. This is like, once I played the first game, every game that I heard from 2 till V, when it was being released, I pre-ordered it. And where I lived in upstate New York, there's like only a handful of people that would like go to the midnight release. So it's like every iteration that came out, we all saw each other through the years, and we just kind of like wait, like, oh, hi, I'm here, you're here too, hey, hi, how you doing? And it was like, yeah, they would have like this, like GameStop near us would have like these midnight releases, and then there only maybe be like 12 people that show up, and I would say, like, is this really worth it for you guys to be up at midnight to release the game physically during the times of physical release? And yeah, I played it like when it first came out, and that was in 2001, and I was still in high school, and I like just basically ran out of the house and just like, I'm gonna get this game right now and go play it. I played it as soon as I got it. As soon as I came home, I played it till the next day. And from my experience, like going into like as soon as I started it, it was a completely different game. Obviously, from the graphics has just changed from the first PlayStation to the second one, and including the gameplay as well.
Yeah,
because it gave us the option now that we don't have to actually kill everyone who we come across. We can subdue them. We can actually knock them out. Whether by Snake's hands
or the M9.
Yep, or the M9 pistol. And I kind of went like crazy because like it was very. I was trying to remember, like it was very low ammo on the M9. It would usually give you just enough not to like knock out every single person that you're going to come across.
Yeah.
And then my first experience that like I ran out of ammo and just started like shooting people with the lethal weapons, and come to like find out like, oh, they leave a blood trail. That was the first time I was like, whoa, this game's way different than the first.
And the bodies stay behind.
They don't disappear. They stay where they are. And some of them you gotta like actually shoot like the walkies if they like get it to their hands. Like if they get closer enough, you actually try to shoot the walkie before it goes off. Not when they click it and then all of a sudden the other end be like, "Hey, you called. What happened?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed because the tanker was like kind of like the introduction to like introducing you to the new control scheme, introducing you to what you have to do from here on out. And also the enemy AI as well, because I think if you got a certain amount of alarm and alerts, then all of a sudden the guards would come by geared up with like almost like riot shields.
And extra armor.
Yep, and in formation coming right at you, and then I'm just like Snake with a pistol going like pat 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 pat, shooting the shields.
And you're like, I better save one for myself.
And then another thing was like, because you had to like hide the bodies. I didn't realize it till like after like till my brother played it. My little brother played it. You can actually throw the bodies overboard at certain parts in the tanker, and I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. But then the whole thing was like, wait a minute, I thought you were supposed to like not kill so much. It's like, I'm pretty sure like we're just drowning soldiers left and right. Here you go, off into the Hudson River.
Yeah. Tranquilize someone, throw them overboard. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I hope they're floating on their back. But yeah, I had a very, very similar experience. I bought it on day one. over here, well, in this town, at least, midnight releases weren't a thing. So I picked it up in the morning, and I was scheduled to work, and the pros and cons of having a manager who's switched on to video games. You've got someone to talk to. But he also knew that Metal Gear Solid 2 was coming out that particular Friday. He was like, if you call in sick,
I know
you're in so much trouble. It's like damn it. But I bought it, and I bought the strategy guide as well, because I was into using strategy guides to do my first completion back then. And so went to work, counted down the seconds, got home as soon as I could, had dinner, put the game in, and something funny happened. I got to the end of the tanker, and the game crashed during the Metal Gear Ray coming out of the water scene, and it kind of, it crashed, but the image kind of just stayed on screen. So like, okay, and it was before Snake surfaced to the water, or you see Snake come up to the surface of the water, and then Ray comes out. So I think it crashed as you saw Ray coming up through the water before you see Snake. So I was like, okay, well, I've completed the tanker section. I booted the game back up, and then because of the difficulty I was playing on, I think you get the option of just starting at Big Shell.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I've done that bit, so I'll just go from Big Shell. And then when they're talking about Snake died 2 years ago, I was like,
is that what happened during the crash?
You fuckers! You did my boy dirty in a cutscene? Come on! And then you're playing as Raiden, and then you come across Iroquois Pliskin, and you're like,
I like that part.
Yes,
you hear the voice
reference,
and then he kind of looks into the camera, like wink.
Yeah, and it's wink. Almost like,
hey, remember me?
Yeah, and you're like, nah, that's got to be Snake. Come on, same voice. It looks like him.
I was gonna say, I wish you kind of like you can almost like type in like your own dialogue, and I'll just like ask, "Are you the legendary Solid Snake?" and see how the AI react. Like, no, never heard of the man. I'm Iroquois.
Who's that? And then later on in the game, when Solidus reveals himself to be Solid, and Pliskin's on the side of the chopper with the M4 M203, he's just like, pretty much, bitch, you thought? Don't.
Yeah, because he just comes on strong. He's like, no, that is not Solid Snake. And I said the same thing watching that cutscene in my room. Like, I mean, probably like 3 or 4 in the morning, and the minute release, going like, that's not Solid Snake.
But yeah, I wound up playing through the night. I completed the game, and then looked at the time, and I was like, oh, I have to get ready for my Saturday shift. And then my boss was like, how far did you get? I'm like, oh, I finished it. Like, how? You finished at like 6 and it takes you nearly an hour to get home? Like,
you sure will.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, 2 just holds a really special place in my heart for a good number of reasons. just being that much of a step up from the first game. My personal experiences through playing it, experiences of friends playing it. A friend of mine who's also my GM for one of the tabletop RPGs that I play. He borrowed it, I don't know, a couple of weeks after it came out, something like. And this was back during the days of MSN Messenger. That's going back.
Oh yeah.
And I think 2-3 days later, during the conversation, I get something along the lines of, "Hey mate, I think I need to buy you a new copy."
Oh no.
Because I think I broke yours. And he went on to explain that towards the end of Big Shell, as you're going through Arsenal gear, and you start getting the weird codec calls from Campbell.
Oh yeah.
And he thought that he'd somehow corrupted the game. And it was me. I've got a bit of a mischievous streak, as you've probably picked up on during our chats. And I seized the opportunity. I was like, "You what?" And I played along. And for the rest of that MSN chat, I kept it going. And the next time we met face to face, somehow I kept a straight face and kept it going. And I even played angry. I was like, "Dude, seriously, what did you do to my copy?" And eventually I did break down and laugh, and I let him in on the joke. And he was like, "I was really worried. How could you do that?" I was like, "Come on, it's too funny. You could have done the same."
I was gonna say, I wouldn't blame him, because that was at that point, that was the weirdest part of pretty much the whole game. I was like, why is the Colonel acting this way? Why is he telling me all these things? First of all, he told me to shut the game off, and at the time I actually did it. I was like, because in the first game it told you what to do when you're fighting Psycho Mantis, and then I was like, oh, this is just like when I was fighting Psycho Mantis. The video game is telling me what to do, so I hit off. And then I didn't save it, and I was like, I had to go back in there again.
Yeah, he does also tell you, if it takes you a while to figure out Meryl's codec code, he flat out tells you, look on the back of the case. Because that confused me like crazy in the first game.
The case?
Yeah, look on the back of the case, and I'm going through all of Snake's inventory up to this point, or it's well, he's not going to be in the weapons, but it's the key cards, rations, just looking through. I'm like, I haven't found the CD case. So I'm running all around the map.
Where's the CD case?
Yeah. What? And then a friend of mine said, no, the CD case. What?
Yeah, I had that too. But you know what? I bought mine's used, and it didn't come with a CD case. It came with just they put it in those CD sleeves.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what CD case are they talking about? I don't have an instruction manual either. And so I'm just I was actually looking I was making Snake go through all where I can go and look for an actual CD case in the game. I was like, it's gotta be somewhere. It's somewhere in this game. Do I have to is it in the inventory?
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of the actual story, I do like with the tank section, you've got Snake starts off with the optic camo, and then just immediately breaks.
I know.
As soon as he bungees down. But then it's kind of funny because later in the game he has the infinite ammo bandana, and it's like, why didn't you bring that with you as well for the tanker mission? That would have helped a lot.
I was gonna say, like, but I don't want to, because you didn't play 4 and I don't want to spoil it for you. But, like, the fact that he answers that, like, he has the stealth camo and the bandana, kind of plays into 4. So what goes on versus choices? So I'm not sure if you're aware. I don't want to say.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I have seen just about everything. I know Otacon and Meryl are both in 4. So that makes the Meryl ending of 1 canon, but Snake and Otacon sort of convene at some point, because although Otacon disappears pretty much as soon as you get into the Meryl ending, it's not outright said that he dies.
Yeah.
But if you get the Otacon ending, Meryl is dead.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, that, like, probably, like, threw, like, a lot of people, like, by the time you hit the 4, because, like, looking back on it, it kind of, like, says, like, oh, they're both alive. They're both within the story still from the second one.
So yeah, Snake making his way through the tanker, and then being able to have a lot of fun with the in-game digital camera as well, taking some funny and inappropriate pictures, and also some of the codec calls. if you hide in a locker that's got a poster on the inside.
Yeah. That's the first thing I did when I got the game, because, you know, I was 17 years old when I played this. When I played the second game, so, like,
your hormones were going
17-year-old me is like, kiss, 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 kiss.
And then in the codec call, Snake's just going,
yeah.
Otacon's just like, dude, are you okay?
Meanwhile, like, a guard you hear, you're like, what's that sound? So I'm breathing heavy.
And then also, like, when you get into the hold, where you've got the all the Marines and they're being talked to by, I forget his name, the guy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I think it was it commander or general?
I think he's a commander. But it's Fortune's dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go sneak under the projector and push the button, you're locked into the sequence of switching slides, and then the entire hold turns around and looks at you, and just all of those exclamation marks. You're like, oh, okay, do not push that button.
But I was gonna say, but I do like the cinematic where it's like you're caught, and then Snake's just, like, raising his hand up, going forward. It's like, oh, you guys got me.
Yeah, it's a fair cop. And then there's Ocelot turning up and shooting the commander, and then shooting Galukovich, and there's also the fight with Olga. Which I recently rewatched the Some Call Me Johnny versus Metal Gear Solid 2 review, and he made a pretty good point of you shoot Olga full of tranquilizers.
Oh yeah,
while she's pregnant,
and it's known, right, with the conversation with her father before the fight, that she's pregnant, right?
Yeah,
I was going back because I was thinking to myself, like, as I'm, like, doing the battle with her, I was like, she's
that's
pregnant.
Why he doesn't. Yeah, that's why he doesn't want her there. And in the Metal Gear Solid 4 review, Johnny makes the joke of Sonny sucks at communication
because of
probably because of all the tranquilizers. I'm like, oops, my bad.
I was just saying, and from the amount you shoot at her, like you'd think like she and the baby both be dead. All those tranquilizers.
Even if you're playing on the easiest setting, she takes multiple tranquilizers.
Yeah.
Even like headshots or heart shots, there. It's an insane amount. And so yeah, at the time, you just didn't think anything of it. You're just like, no, I'm being non-lethal.
Exactly. Like this is not gonna hurt her.
Yeah. No lasting damage. It's probably why she needs the Cyber Ninja suit later as well. The motor functions are probably screwed up.
Probably inverted controls for her afterwards, where it's like down is up and up is down,
and everything's all like LSD. She's just like permanently tripping for the rest of her life.
Which kind of explains like when you kind of interact with her as Raiden, she goes like, "What? No, I'm not with them." But it's like kind of like delayed, like you tell her like, "Oh, are you Dead Cell? Are you with them?" And then she kind of like says like, she paused for like a couple milliseconds, like, "What? No, how dare you say that?" Like, I would ask like, "Are you okay? You're not responding correctly."
Yeah. Have you got some processor lag going on? Got too many applications open.
And then like thinking back on the game, and also like I was reliving and kind of replaying it. When the tanker's going down, like they don't show it, but they like obviously I think they said it like she was taken by a group of just men off the tanker. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that. Like she's just like laid about on the tanker floor. I actually would like think of like, oh, what about that girl I kind of shot earlier as the ship is sinking?
Yeah. But that still wouldn't be on Snake because he'd taken her down non-lethally.
Yeah.
And then it's Ocelot that turns up and is like, I am also kind of equal parts relieved and disappointed we never got the section Hideo wanted to include of having to escape the tanker. Because yes, I can see how it would interfere with the pacing and be frustrating. But on the other side of the coin, there's some other bits they could have maybe done with it, like you said, you don't see Olga being taken. So although that could have just been part of the cutscene, but yeah, it's literally just off screen at the minute.
I mean, they could have made Snake's escape like a QuickTime event if they wanted to.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Although
but that could have been cheap.
They weren't really that prevalent at that time. I know Shenmue was sort of the progenitor.
Yeah, it was
actually. I don't think Shenmue was the progenitor, but sort of our understanding of QTEs now started with Shenmue. And yeah, Shenmue had been out for a year or so at that point. So I know it originally came out on the Dreamcast. But I never really got into the Dreamcast, despite being a Sega kid as I grew up. Yeah, I could see that being a QuickTime event, but I'm not sure how fans would have received it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it probably would have like, oh, that's cheap. A QuickTime event is for Snake Escape.
Yeah, it's a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, if it'd been a QuickTime event They said, "Oh, why didn't you let us play it?" And if it was a playable thing, "Oh, this is too difficult. Why didn't you make it a QT?" It's like,
and I think
you know what? Yeah. You enter the sequence, you choose. Do you want to play it or do you want it as a quick time event?
And I think for like when for like the second part of the game where with Raiden, I think when they're talking about the whole tanker and they actually show like Snake escaping, like they show the footage, and I said to myself, like, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
like, and I think that was probably like what was footage.
Yeah, it's taken from an earlier build of the game because it was included in at least one of the trailers as well, I think.
Yes. Yep. And
as well as having FAMAS in the tanker section.
It's like that would have been good to have at the time.
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice to kept the continuity of having the FAMAS, but it also kind of makes sense of switching it to the M4 and the AK-74 issue. And yeah, so I do know now that Snake survives the tanker. And then jump to 2 years later.
And it's kind of like a double whammy. Like you see Snake, and then we kind of see like who are the people we're going to deal with on the big shell. And like we see like Vamp and like in all his vampiness.
Yes. And so yeah, time jump 2 years forward, you're Snake infiltrating into Big Shell, and Johnny also made a very good point of it's something you kind of don't really pick up on when you're first playing it. But the entire sequence of events from Big Shell is almost beat for beat entirely identical to Shadow Moses.
Oh yes.
So you swim in, you get in through the little cargo thing, you're going up the elevator, you've got the codec call, and then that's when Campbell says, "Yeah, you're no longer Snake. We're changing your call sign to Raiden." And he's like, "Raiden? Why?" Yeah, then it's dropped on you that Solid Snake, who was thought to have died, is leading Dead Cell, and it's like, wait, and then you eventually see Solidus, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not him.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Dead Cell's quite an interesting bunch of mercs. So who you got? You got Fat Man, Vamp, Fortune.
I'm drawing a blank.
Me too. There is a fourth.
Fat Man. They're not counting Solidus as them, are they?
I don't think so. This is going to bug me. Google, help. MGS2 Dead Cell members. Oh no, yeah, no. In terms of the game, they are counting Solidus because he's the founder. I thought he just did. I thought he just employed them.
That's what I thought.
As in, they're a merc band. He's paying for them to help. So yeah, you've got Solidus Snake, Colonel Jackson, who's the Marine colonel. He's the original commander. And Fortune is second in command. Vamp, the knife expert. Fat Man, the demolition expert. Old Boy, experienced soldier. I think his concept was changed to become the End in 3. And then the totally not racistly named Chinaman, martial artist expert. But those last two were cut, so guess they don't really count. Or, they could have been part of, but the whole team wasn't there or whatever. But yeah, no, there's less of them than there are of the Foxhound unit in Shadow Moses, but they're that much much more larger than life to kind of make up for it, and especially the Fat Man boss fight. He's just roller skating around saying, "Hey, look, it's your favorite explosives." And so yeah, Fat Man's got a very big personality. Vamp is well, he's Vamp.
It's kind of hard to say, like, what can you say about Vamp? I'm like, he's Vamp.
He's very eccentric. And he's called Vamp for two reasons, because Vamp used to be an old time name for, being homosexual or bisexual? Apparently. I don't recall hearing that, but that might have been more of an American thing than UK. I don't know. But also, his supposed immortality. So, he's got a very eccentric personality because of both of those aspects. It's kind of playing up on both. And he was quite interesting to go up against. And rest in peace, EE. I so wish there had been a way to prevent Vamp from stabbing her. That would have been nice, because that pardon the pun, but that cut me up at the time, or kind of still does. Whenever I rewatch cutscenes and I see that one, I'm like, oh. And then seeing him come back in 4 is like, you just don't stay down, do you? How good are your nanomachines? Why can't we unlock those? Infinite health, or you just lose all your health, or you lay down for 30 seconds and you get back up. And Fortune, she's quite an interesting character, having quite a tragic story, because it's not just her father that she loses, is it? Didn't she lose her husband and child as well, or something?
I believe that was the story, and then why she was seeking death all the time.
Yeah, and as you find out through Ocelot right towards the end, it was all orchestrated.
Yeah, which I kind of hated. I was like, oh, I wanted a little mystery there.
Yeah, and then Ocelot's just like, yeah, no, bang. Which kind of really sucks, because by that point you're actually kind of on her side. And if memory serves, she's actually going to defect and help Raiden, isn't she? I think
for her benefit.
or it's implied that she's having a change of heart.
it's kind of implied because it's like she kind of has like her own thing going, or she thought she was gonna have her own thing, and kind of like steal Arsenal from under Solidus, which, I mean, I'm thinking to myself like, wait a minute, you're gonna try to steal this whole like Metal Gear, like basically ship from this guy who has like octopus arms and can like zip super speed, and I'm like, go ahead if you're that lucky, take it.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. She wasn't lucky. It was just that EM field that was part of her railgun, which Ocelot had the off switch for. I was like, really?
Yeah. And he just turns it off. He's like, it's off now.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a bit more rewarding if he'd disarmed her rather than click, button goes click. But yeah, and then there's the whole Solidus fight on top of on that rooftop. I know the name of the building. I can't recall it.
Federal Hall.
Federal Hall. That's it. Thank you. That fight gave me almost every single time I get to that point. It always gives me trouble because he's just like zip, 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 and like leaving flames behind, and using two high frequency blades, and it's just like, dude, you've got an exosuit, two high frequency blades. You've got the Les Enfants Terribles genetics. You're not playing fair. Come on.
Oh, really? And then
here I am, an
you're given a sword
soldier with one.
Yeah, you're given one sword, and
no armor.
You also weren't given enough time to like kind of practice the sword. Like you're given like a small little time, like, okay, practice it. And I was like, this is not real practice. Like, I need to know how to use this sword.
Yeah. Solid gives you it, and you swing it a few times in the hallway.
Yeah,
and then you do get to use it against goons.
Yeah, the Tengu soldiers on Arsenal. Yeah.
Well, I mean, up to that point, they're not goons; they're elite.
Yeah,
because they're all up armored. They've got P90s and highly trained. And then you get into the fight, and you've got Solid watching your back with the M4, and you can run around with whatever, but everyone used the high frequency blade their first time because it was the shiny new thing. And you just like holding it out and pew, 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 deflecting bullets, and you're like, hold on, Raiden's just picked this up. How does he know he can deflect bullets with it? How's he got the reaction time to deflect bullets with it? But then you get up close to the Tengu and you're like hacking them to bits. Well, not bits. This isn't Rising.
Yeah.
But you hack them down like they're basically nothing, and then you're up against Solidus using two of these bad boys, and you're like, okay, now I'm outclassed. This is like the end game boss of like a franchise where you can take your character through, and you're like a mid-level character from the first game. Help, poke. But yeah.
No, I had to replay that. I had to replay that boss battle like over and over and over till I finally got it. I was like, oh, now I know how to beat him. Hold on, let me get back in there.
Yeah, the trouble is, because of how fast he moves, I had trouble. I would find ways of dealing good chunks of damage, but then the next time through, he wouldn't act the same. He'd first time he'd zip there and then there and then there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I happened to be close enough to be able to move and get some damage in. But then the next time he'd like zip there, there, and there. And it's like, there's no pattern.
Exactly.
Yeah. The pattern is he zips, but not in a set pattern. And it's like, oh. And and I imagine when I do eventually get my hands on Metal Gear Solid 2 again, it's still going to give me a lot of trouble, that fight, especially, there's going to be some muscle memory there and tactics buried in the deep, dark recesses, but age has changed how I play. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to facing him again.
I mean, I didn't mind him facing the first time when he's in the Harrier jet. That I didn't mind.
That was quite fun.
I was like, okay, like this. I was like, this was pretty cool. Because then Solid Snake just like kicks off a Stinger missile, like, here. It's like, go shoot him down. Go shoot him down. I can't do it. And then that actually was fun. That fight was fun. Fat Man was okay. It was kind of weird. Like when I first played it, it was like, wait a minute. They're like, Peter Jones, like, he scents his bombs with cologne. I'm like, why? It's his signature. I'm like,
yeah, but why?
Why? Wait, I didn't answer. Like, does he like that scent? Like, is that like what? And then to look for it, like you see, like on your cell phone radar, it looks like cat pee on your radar.
Yeah,
for the
bomb. It's that musty yellow.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm thinking like that. We're like, what is that? Like, what am I looking at? And then trying to think. Lost my track of thought. I was thinking of something. I was like, wait a minute. Like after that,
then I think after that you face Vamp the first time, or is it Fortune the first time?
It's Fortune. Fortune back where you kind of have to like backtrack where you began.
And then as you're going to go back out, she's just come down.
Up. Yeah, because then she thinks like Solid Snake is there, like where you are. Like she's like, oh, finally. She even monologues saying like, finally, we're finally gonna meet. And then she just like goes off and shoots her gun, and then she sees him like riding, flipping, and still doesn't like. She doesn't skip a beat. She's like, all right, you're not Solid Snake, but I'll still kill you.
Yeah. Because she's under the impression that it wasn't Ocelot. Because Ocelot told her that Solid killed Jackson.
Yeah.
That's why she's got a perceived beef with Solid.
Which, I was gonna say, by which like you should never really trust what comes out of his mouth, ever. Even
but in universe, with a couple of exceptions, by the time you learn that lesson, it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. Even when like he's your ally in, he's kind of like your ally in 3, but you don't know it till the end. And then and then in V, he is your ally, and then I'm like, no, I don't trust you at all. Like every information you give me, I'm not going to listen to you.
Yeah, but from Johnny's analysis of 4, when you read between the lines of everything that he's done throughout the entire chronology, it's been in service of Big Boss.
Yes.
So in a roundabout way, he has been pursuing the same thing as Otacon and Snake. Even at points being on a parallel course. But Ocelot or Liquid Ocelot just has to be deceptive about the whole thing.
Which that kind of like me, like my head explode the fourth game. Like, wait a minute, like the arm is gone. I know the arm is gone. He ended up like with some kind of prosthetic.
Yeah.
And then he kept going with it, like with I forgot how they explained it. I think it was like kind of like did the same thing where he, similar to what in V, he made himself like believe the person you're following is Big Boss. Because he needed to believe it wholeheartedly. So kind of like in the fourth one, he needed to like trick his mind.
Yeah, he needed that Liquid hypnotherapy thing. Yeah,
the Liquid is buried. When Solid Snake appears, he'll come out.
Although the thing I did find funny is when you see that Ocelot's got a new hand, and then he takes the coat off, and you see the like surgery scar for attaching it. It's up there.
Yeah, it's even higher.
But yeah, in one, it's like taken off just behind the wrist.
Exactly, because then you kind of like you see where he grabs the wrist in one, and it's like it's nowhere near like. So I'm guessing like maybe from because attaching Liquid's arm, he just wanted like fully eradicated from his body, and went or maybe like the procedures.
Maybe they just or he decided or they decided just replacing the hand, it wouldn't be believable for Liquid. Well, it's kind of not believable for Liquid's personality to recess in a body part, but for it to be more believable, it can't just be the hand, it's got to be most of the arm. But then you don't see Liquid, you don't see Ocelot's escape in the first game, so something else could have conceivably happened to more of his arm. Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
Or it wasn't treated soon enough, so it could have been infection started spreading, or gangrene or whatever.
It was also kind of gross. Like you're missing a limb, so your first idea is to take off the guy who you're supposedly were following. Like, I'll take this guy's arm. He doesn't need it. Chop it off.
Yeah.
And then for two, I wasn't like when I first saw like the pictures, like it would show like before any trailers, before anything, for any mention of the characters, they kind of like had like kind of like character designs to showing like potential characters for the game. And then when I saw Raiden, I only saw like a couple of pictures. I saw the one where Raiden's like holding the sword kind of like above his head, and then they show the other one where it's like a kind of a close-up, and he looks way different in those like initial drawings, and it led me to like kind of believe like, oh, I think we're playing a woman in this time for the second one, because that's what I thought going into the game. I was like, oh, it's a girl. I think.
I mean, Raiden does look fairly effeminate, even in the finished product. But that does remind me of the cutscene with the president. Yeah, like, first thing he does is just like grab the crotch.
Don't ask questions. Just be like, run up to him. Like,
you're a man.
Grab it. Like, whoa! It's like, you're a man.
And especially after a recent presidency. It just it screamed in my mind after rewatching the review. It's like, and had he been a she, that would have been any better.
No,
that's like
it would have been worse. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
for like I don't like for some reason like I'm okay with Raiden. I like a character I like, but I kind of hated like what they do to Raiden from 2 to 4, because like at the end of 2 we kind of see like him and Rose are like they're in New York, they're kind of like trying to do this whole happy ending thing, and then when we get to 4 it just that also gets nuked completely.
Yeah, Yeah.
And then we go from like Raiden with all his body parts to Raiden like ninja out. Like he's basically a cyborg.
Yeah, and then at the end of 4, they give him a normal looking body, at least. I don't know if it's actually flesh and blood or if it's just prosthesis made to look normal. And then, you've got the little time jump over to Rising, and it's like, no, I'm Ninja again.
Exactly.
Even though I got my happy ending, and Rose doesn't get a mention, but I felt bad thinking it at the time, but Rose during Metal Gear Solid 2 reminded me of my fiance of the time, and I was starting to put parallels together, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not as happy in my relationship as I thought I was. Because Rose is really annoying, and it was ticking a lot of the same boxes. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because like she would call you and be like, Jack,
do you remember what this date means? Yeah.
And then I was like, I was really going like, no, I don't.
Just either drop it or tell me.
I as the player have no idea what you're talking about in-game universe. It's like, just tell me. And I actually I would call her and be like hoping she would like say it. No.
Yeah, Rose was annoying. Although it's not actually Campbell as well, I did like Campbell in 2, especially when GW starts glitching out from the virus, and you start getting the weird calls from him. I need scissors. 61. I still quote that from time to time when I feel like being random, or someone says something random to me and I know they've played 2. I know there's a bunch of other stuff. I do like the references to Metal Gear 1 and 2.
Yes.
Get into Outer Haven and Outer Heaven. Sorry, Outer Haven was 4. And having instead of the codec frequency, you've got the like the MSX gameplay, showing up, and then when you're in the long hallway where you meet up with Solid again, and he's in his sneaking suit, your Soliton radar gets replaced by this Japanese model just like lounging around and doing things and like looking at the camera, and it's like, yes, the right after that, the big fight with the Tengu in the circular room, and you get the fission mailed screen.
Yes,
that did get me like for half a second. My first time through, maybe a couple of seconds, and I was like, nah, hold on. Like, I still had like half health.
I stopped playing,
and it's still going. Yeah,
I stopped playing when I saw it, and then I died.
Fortunately, I managed to just about not die, because I started reading what it actually said, and I was like, that's not mission failed, that's fission mailed.
Yeah. But I was like, it was so programmed. Like, as soon as something happens like that, like, I failed.
Yeah.
Start over again. Here we go. And then,
but yeah. I didn't realize. I knew I missed the games, but now talking about my experiences more in depth, I realize how much I've been missing the games. So it's nice to relive, but right now I don't have the facility to replay it. This PC is a bit of a potato, so I can't really run the PC version. I think they did release Substance on PC, didn't they?
I believe they did.
I think, yeah. So yes, I'm talking about the official PC version. Konami, don't sue either of us. Although saying that, I imagine if you tried to get your hands on a copy of that these days on eBay, you're looking at a pretty penny.
Yeah, and then the special slipcase cover as well. I think I found that for like basically more than I'm willing to spend for stuff like that. I was like, I would love to like have all these things like physical copies of it just to hold on to them, because like what happened, like they're pretty much like, I don't know where they are. They're not in the stores. I don't know. Digitally they're gone, and it was kind of slow. It was kind of a slow gone, because when they hit that they were going to take it off, I was like, oh, I got time, and I kind of procrastinated, and they took it out, and I was ready to like punch through a wall. I was like, damn it. It's like, I should just spend the money.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I was like, I've got time. Yeah, exactly. I haven't played them recently, but I'm not in a hurry to play them again, so I can wait a bit. And then they were gone, and I was like, well.
And for some reason, in my brain, how I thought things were going to play out, like, oh, if they're going to go out, maybe they'll put them on sale for a quick purchase.
And real sometimes quick. When the digital games get delisted, they do go into a sale, either when they're announced or right before the end, and just try and go out on that last hurrah. But I've had this discussion with multiple people multiple times. With a few exceptions, I don't agree with digital games being delisted, especially when they're digital only. I know HD collection is available physically, but that's not always the case. It's like, I can't think of any specific examples, but like on the Xbox 360 with the Xbox Live Arcade games, there's been some that were like exclusive to the 360, and then they get delisted. It's like, okay, what are you going to do with the code now? Where else are you going to sell it if it's not available on the system it's made for? What are you going to do with it? You're just delisting it. You're taking it away for what? FOMO?
I don't know.
But that's another pet peeve. There with switching to pachinko machines.
I mean, I was for like you were saying, like the Xbox arcade games. I was like late to the party, really late on Earthworm Jim HD. And I started searching for it. I was like, oh, it's an Xbox store. Cool. Let me just click on it real quick, try to purchase it. And then it asked me for a code. I'm like, what code? Like, I want to buy it. And then they're like, no, it's delisted. And I'm like, well, this sucks, because I kind of want to play it. It's like, I'm kind of like going through like nostalgia. Like, I want to like go back and play some games, especially if it's like restored and remastered. I was like, let me play that real quick. And it's like things like that where it cuts you, especially with like the newer systems. It gives you a choice where it's like, do you want the all digital one, or do you want the one with the disk drive?
The disk drive, yeah.
But the disk drive is going to cost you a little bit more.
Yeah, so and there's less of them, or as soon as they're available, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the money available right now, but I do have a rough plan in place where hopefully by the end of the year, providing nothing awful comes up, I will have the RRP for an Xbox Series X. Fingers crossed by then, price might come down a little bit. Availability might go up. Maybe, probably not. Thanks, 2-year lockdown.
I know.
But yeah, so that's what I'm aiming for. But whether I'll get one at the end of the year is a different matter. But yeah, I mean, the idea of an all-digital console is a good idea in an ideal world. But with how infrastructure is and corporate practices, it's not so much. Because I don't have any real experience with PlayStation Network in terms of how they've been handling delisted games. But I do know with Xbox, with the 360 and the Xbox One, even when stuff is delisted, if you own the license to download it, you can re-download it. It stays on the servers.
Yeah.
It's just not available for purchase anymore. Pardon me. But I do fear the day that they start backtracking on that. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And that's how Apple handle things, I believe.
Yes.
I
would say from experience as a former employee, that's how they handle things. Former.
Yes, but you worked for them.
Not anymore. Thank God.
Yeah, no, I'm Android.
Yeah, me too. I was. No more. Never again. But
yeah, to be fair, the only physical Apple product I've ever owned was an iPod Photo, and that was back when Apple were the best when it came to MP3 players. I swore by iTunes as well as a music manager on PC, because you could rip music with Windows Media Player, but you were very limited. It didn't have access to CDDB, compact disc database, and it was very limited. The fields of data you could enter for each track. But with iTunes, you'd got everything. Artist, composer, track number, album, and all sorts. So I used iTunes for a really long time. And then iTunes sort of became the beast we know it as now. And they started making some changes, and I eventually got rid of it, which was a struggle in itself, because PC iTunes was notorious for not being able to uninstall it. And you'd uninstall it and then you'd boot Windows back up and it's back, and it's like, no, uninstall. Go away, shoot. But yeah, so getting back to actual what were we talking about actually? Oh yeah, digital games and being delisted and stuff. It does suck having stuff being delisted. I do understand that it's written into the contracts and whatever, but my argument is, okay, but sure, it's in the contract, and then once it's signed, that's legally binding. I get that. But why is it in the contract in the first place? Sure, with licensed music in games, yeah, okay. But then one thing Rockstar have been doing with GTA 5 or GTA Online is, as they're updating it, if music licenses are expiring, they're actually removing that song from and replacing it with other stuff. And I understand that not every developer and not every publisher is able to do stuff like that. But if you've got the money to throw around to get licensed music, then in my opinion, you've got money to throw around to update a game down the line, either to just remove it entirely or replace it with something, or come up with an in-house original soundtrack to replace it, or better yet, maybe start just not using licensed music, especially these days with streaming and DMCAs and muted audio and copyright strikes. Either the music industry does need to catch up with the times, but there's too much money to make by not doing that. Thanks. But I do understand it is like with movies, sometimes when you start putting a scene together or a set piece, you do have a particular piece of music in mind for it. But you have to approach it the same way as we didn't actually get the license for this particular piece of music, so we've actually got to make our own thing. But anyway, looping back to Metal Gear on the subject of music, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, Harry Gregson Williams. Oh my God. Hideo, I love you for bringing him on board. Don't get me wrong, the music in 1 was still really good. But again, I'm going to call back to Some Call Me Johnny. His description of Harry's music in 2 is it's non-intrusive when it needs to be. And it really dials it up when things pick up, but it doesn't sound video gamey. No. It's very atmospheric and cinematic sounding music. And I used to have the soundtracks for the first 3 games, and that was probably my most listened to albums on my iPod. But I don't have them anymore. I don't have any of my CD collection anymore. And when my iPod failed, when you look at the iPod in the system viewer, it was all split across like 60 folders or something. I lost 59 folders of the music. But when it's putting the music in, I think it sort of starts with, that folder, and then it's like album 1, track 1, album 1, track 2, and it sort of just dots through, so it's pretty much random. So the music I had in that last 60th folder was a handful of random tracks. Some artists I had on there were everything of theirs was gone. Some artists I had 2 or 3 tracks, all from different albums, because no commercially released CD has 60 plus tracks on it. And yeah, I think despite there being like 4 CDs worth of music from Metal Gear, I think I lost all of it, which really stung. And by that point, I parted ways with my CD collection because I ripped it all.
Yep.
And it didn't cross my mind that I might actually lose it, because the way I saw it, if I was going to upgrade my MP3 player, I'd copy from the iPod onto PC hard drive and then transfer that way. But not to be. Which is a shame, because I had like a good 200-300 CDs. It's a big old collection. But yeah, I think in terms of experiences and personal history with Metal Gear Solid 2, I think that, like, cliff notes wise, that pretty much covers everything. So have you got any questions for me, or anything you want to add?
I mean, I think it's pretty much been covered. Like, I can't think of anything like off the top of my head. Like, I know, like, probably like an hour from now, I'm like, oh, I should have said this, or oh, I had this in my head. Like, I should have asked this question. But at the time, I can't. My mind's a blank. My mind's like a little blank.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's pretty blank, because I've over the last week or so, I've been thinking back and sort of post-it noting on memories and being like, talk about that, and I'm pretty sure I've managed to talk about all of that and more. So
I would say, like, I'm going to put like all your information not only in the description of the podcast, but also in the tweets I'll shoot out. But if you wanted to like leave a sound clip bite, like where people could find you on social media and also your stream channel.
So like I said at the beginning, I'm unknown user 00. I do tend to answer to unknown or 0. Makes it easier on people. You can find me on Twitch under that full name, unknown user 00. 00 are words, not numbers. My Twitter is a little bit butchered because of character limit. It's unknown user 0, but I'm sure the link will be somewhere. And yeah, I do have a YouTube as well. Well, I've got 2. One I'm intending to use for stories. The other one is a stream archive. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube under unknown user 00 as well. One is called Gaming Channel or Gaming Archive. One is Story Channel. And yeah, I just stream random games, and Twitch pays me to be an idiot, apparently. Well, people pay Twitch, and Twitch pays me.
I was gonna say, like, I just love it, like how, like, I know like all these people and they have all these cool ass like kind of like names and like code names to go like with their channels and Twitter page, and then I'm like, I'm just Johnny. Just plain Johnny.
Some people don't need a cool screen name. They've got a cool personality.
I was gonna say, I couldn't even come up with like a name for anything, but yeah, I want to thank you for coming on, and I was gonna say, once again, thank you for joining me. Especially that's what I like to do. Like if you get people's like their own personal experience of like with the series and the games, and just like pretty much like go with it, go with the flow, and just like talk what you want to talk. And that's like how this episode was, where it's like we kind of went to the game, then we kind of like went to like what relevant around the game, where it's like you can't play the game digitally. you need physical copies. And then I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna work on this, and I'm gonna have this episode released this weekend, and I'll tag you.
Okay.
And then I'll put all your information on there, your Twitch stream channel, your Twitter username, both in the description and on the tweet as well. So I want to thank you again. I was gonna say, I want to thank you again, Zero. And
thank you for having me.
No problem.
And you're welcome.
I'll say, and you're more than welcome to join, like, any other topics you want to talk about involving Metal Gear, like even like things, doesn't have to be specifically of a game, but talking, subjects about the series itself.
Yeah. I know you've got 3 covered. A good friend of ours is doing that one. But yeah, keep me.
I'll keep you in the
loop.
Keep
me updated, and if I feel I've got anything relevant enough to bring to the conversation, I'll throw my hat in.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it's open invitation. Open invitation. Well, I can't talk right
now. Words are hard.
I know, especially after like what would be a long day for me, but it's probably like more like night for you now.
Getting there. It's 10 to 8 at night.
Oh, okay. All right, Zero. So, I'll see you later.
Take care. Bye, folks.
Bye. Again, I'd like to thank Zero for joining the podcast episode. I will put all his information in the description and on the tweets, so keep a lookout for that. And again, I'd like to reiterate, please check out your local libraries. They do a lot of great programs for children, young adults, and adults themselves. And every time I've gone to a local library, I've never had a bad experience. All sorts of fun things and programs too, especially with summer coming along. And that's that. I want to thank you for listening.
I stare at the stars and the sky up above and think, what am I made of? Am I full of sorrow? Am I hurt and pain? Or am I filled with love? I walk by myself on the streets below and ask every child I know, do you think tomorrow will bring sun or rain? Which one of these will show? I can't say goodbye to yesterday, my friend. and dreams that I let slip away. I'll find the joyfulness I'm looking for way back in yesterday.
Postscript to the episode, forgot to mention, please check out Zero's pages, check out his Twitch page, check out his YouTube page, check out his Twitter feed. Not only is he entertaining, but he's actually pretty detailed and thorough on his streams, on the games that he's playing. I basically became friends with him and just wanted to support him. All right, take it easy.